edition of the Mustachioed Chef. Now I know what you're asking yourself, hey, who is this tanned, stubbly, bearded guy? What happened to our Mustachioed Chef? Well, I gave the sous chef wife a little break from the mustache and decided to grow it back, but fear not, it's already returning. So, for tonight's episode, what we're gonna make is a little old favorite of mine called Eggplant Rollatini. Now, the sous chef wife has called it Eggplant Involtini, which I never heard of before, but either way, what we're gonna do, we're gonna slice up our eggplants. Now, I like to fry these, almost like what we're making a chicken cutlet for a chicken parm. We're gonna bread it, we're gonna fry it, then we're gonna make a nice little cheese filling. We're gonna stuff them, roll them up, hit them with the sauce, and bake it in the oven, and it's gonna be delicious. So let's get cooking. Okay, we've got our eggplants cut up. Now, we got a short fat eggplant. It's gonna make the rolling a little more difficult. If you can get a really long eggplant, that's gonna be better. But we're gonna dredge these guys up. We're gonna flour, egg, hit it with the breadcrumbs, and then we're gonna fry it off. Let's get going. Okay, we've got our eggplant nice and breaded. You can see here exactly how we were looking. The breadcrumb is sticking. Now we've got our sauce here. It's been simmering for a few hours. We're gonna fry these guys. We wanna have a nice little crisp on them. You don't need to worry about cooking them all the way through. It's a vegetable, but we're also gonna finish this in the oven. Let the stuffing cheese kind of bake all the way through. So we just really wanna get a good brown on these guys. Okay, we've got our fried eggplant. It's sitting here cooling. Now, you gotta let it cool because you're not gonna be able to roll it up if it's hot. And also with this cheese mixture we're about to make, you don't want it touching the hot stuff just yet because it's gonna start to curdle. Let it cool, it's gonna be much easier. Now, we've got this fancy mixing bowl. Best thing about this is if you don't have a fucking helmet, put it on, you're ready to play some baseball. Anyway, what we're gonna do, we're gonna make the filling. Ricotta cheese, some of the signature Pecorino Romano, and we've got a little bit of a mix here. We got some mozz, some provolone, some Asiago. We're gonna get it all together. Now you'll notice this is the shredded cheese, and that's okay because we're gonna finish this in the oven, let it bake, so that shredded cheese is also gonna melt down into this mixture. It's gonna be fantastic. Oh, and to make it a little bit of like an Amalfi Coast flavor, we're gonna add a little lemon juice, a little lemon zest, and our lemon infused olive oil. Now when you're using shredded cheese, I always recommend you taste it first. That's good shredded cheese. And we're gonna bring this all together. It may look like a lot of cheese, but it is. But we got a lot of teenies to roll out. They're not gonna roll itself. If you run out of stuffing, you got no food. Fancy new zesting tool, no big deal. Oh man, pure zest. No wonder why all the pro chefs love zesting so much. When you got a good zester. Woo! Oh, that's gonna be real nice. The sauce is perfect. It's an absolutely inspired performance tonight on the sauce. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna top these guys now with a little of this red sauce. we hit it with the cheese, the signature Pecorino Romano. Oh, mamma mia! And of course, the topper, the kicker, the signature! Pecorino Romano, just to say hello. That's that. Okay, I'm very excited about this one. Now, I'm just gonna tell you what I love about this. And while we're at it, you can go ahead, subscribe, follow, like our newly created YouTube page, The Mustachioed Chef. If you can't find it, you can always email us, mustachioedchef@gmail.com. The breaded eggplant is so light, it's delicious. You really get those breadcrumbs. The sauce, the cheese. I'm instantly gonna give you the kicker because it's so apparent. It's that little bit of lemon. It's that Amalfi Coast influence. Oh man, this is just so delicious. And I also want to give a little anecdote here. So, didn't have the wedding we wanted, quarantine, COVID. Our friends threw us a nice party, and Spiagetta, a great restaurant in Stone Harbor, they had Eggplant Rollatini as our little dinner. Brings me right back there. So now every time I eat rollatini, I'm gonna think back of that great night. So this is delicious.
Some of my absolute favorite dishes we've done have been vegetarian. We've had an excellent wild mushroom risotto. We did a really great mushroom ragu when we were at the beach. And I've already tasted it, I have to admit, and this is absolutely excellent. So, when Ryan and I were talking about what we wanted to do and planning ahead for the next couple of meals, we could not stop talking about the excellent eggplant rollatini we had when our friends threw us this great party when we were all at the beach together over the 4th of July. So this was the first thing on our list we wanted to do when we got back from the beach and wanted to recreate it and see if we could nail it. It's absolutely excellent. The eggplant is cut the right thickness so that you definitely taste the eggplant, and the main vegetable shines through, but it still was malleable enough to wrap it around all of the cheesy goodness. And the lemon is definitely subtle, but it comes through at the very end and gives it a very nice finishing touch. Of course, it's cheesy. It's got a tomato sauce. I love a red sauce. This is excellent dish. We really hit it out of the park, I think, for trying to recreate a restaurant meal that we had.
All right, sous chef.
Cheers.
Another fantastic meal in the books. This is one of the better ones we've done. Easy to make, but as we showed you, some steps, a little complicated, but it's worth it. Fantastic. Another great episode of The Mustachioed Chef. Don't forget to go to the YouTube page, follow it, like it, subscribe it. Tell your friends, tell your friends. We'll see you next time.
Bon appetit.